Hello there.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? And today we're going to go over the Man of War for Season 7. And good God, this gun I was actually really excited to go over for and to make a setup. I want to actually do it on day 1, but I couldn't really get my mind over certain few factors. So I decided to take a bit more time, and now I'm making a video. Anyways, let's actually get straight into it. The Man of War is actually, if you see my previous videos, I haven't really talked too kindly about the Man of War. Or the first video I made, the first video I made about it. But ever since that first video on the Man of War, it's been growing on me. So let's get right straight into it. Do you need an optic on this weapon? It really does come down to you. I can't really tell you if you should run one or not. I personally don't. I think the iron sights are good enough for me. A red dot, of course, will help. If you want to know which, okay, let's say you do want to run an optic, but you don't know which one, red dot will be the best one. But it's really subjective and comes down to you. So, the attachments that you're seeing right now, I'm going to change one of them because I've always been trying out new combinations for this season because you never know. Developers also make a little bit of a buff and a nerf here and there without telling us. They've done that in the past. So let's get straight into it. Quick draw. We're putting on a quick draw because we want to make sure that this gun is going to be able to match kind of at the same ADS time speed as some SMGs. Because a lot of people are using SMGs such as the new MP5 that came out, QQ9 I think it's called, as well as a Cordite. And these guns, you know, they're SMGs, they're going to have some good ADS times. Number 2, FMJ. Because this weapon is just so heavy on the damage, you can actually go ahead and put on FMJ to make sure that you can shoot through walls and get them. Of course, you know, don't shoot it if you're looking at a haystack or something, but shooting through a wall, it'll help you out. It's helped me out a couple of times too, gotten me 3 or 4 extra kills here and there. Now, if you don't want to run FMJ, if you just don't see a need for it, if you personally don't like it for whatever reason, put on a suppressor. It will damage the range, but then again, the recoil, which I'll get into, it's not going to really allow you to have long range gunfights. But additionally, lastly, for the last one, I do say that you run a fast mag. I always say that, fast mag or extended, I'm running fast mag. Secondary, FHJ, shoot down those score streaks as well as the Goliath. Now when it comes to your operator skill, you can run whichever one you want. This one isn't really that important. However, if you're going to be playing conservatively, I do recommend that you run the Transformer Shield because, you know, it's a shield. So you can run that one and that'll be really good. But other than that, we can move on. When it comes down to your lethal, you can run whichever type of lethal that you want. I'm not going to really tell you which one you should run, other than the fact that a trip mine or a grenade would be best. Trip mine for search and destroy. Secondary, flashbang. I really do think a flashbang will work best. Now, when it comes down to your perk 1, I'm keeping some of the same perks around. Flak jacket, because, you know, everyone's just throwing explosions nowadays. And number 2, Vulture. Now, usually I run Ghost or Cold-Blooded or even Tracker, but I'm saying Vulture because you're going to lose ammo with the Man of War. It is deadly. It is a monster. It really is a top-tier weapon, so you're going to want to put on Vulture just because you are going to be running out of ammo. Now, the bad thing about this is the fact that score streaks can now get you, but you still have the FHJ to defend yourself. Perk number 3, I do recommend that you run Alert. Alert just because since you don't have Tracker in your secondary perk, Alert will just make sure that you know if anybody's around you, and it'll save you a bunch of times. Believe me when I say this, it has saved me an abundance of times. You guys have no clue how many times I thought I'm alone, but the Alert perk tells me that somebody's around me and I'm able to save myself. Now, if you don't want to run Alert, Dead Silence would be pretty good too. That's so people don't hear you. It's pretty good, pretty sneaky, but Alert, in my opinion, is the way to go. Now, let's actually get into the weapon in of itself. I really want to talk about this before we actually go. The weapon got a buff when it came down to its accuracy, aka its recoil, and this means it's a little bit more of an accurate weapon. Now, the reason I spent so long figuring out whether or not to make, or the reason I spent so long making this video, waiting on this video, is because I didn't know if I should put on a foregrip or not. It was really difficult for me because this gun is still really difficult to use if you're going to be playing long range gunfights. But even then, if you have the accuracy, it will do damage and it will easily get the kill. Now see here, I'm not running a foregrip, but I'm well able to control the recoil. I know some people won't be able to, just because the recoil of this weapon is a little bit everywhere. It's kind of random at times, inconsistent, one may say. But the reason why I decide to not put a foregrip is because the recoil obviously isn't as bad as it used to be. And additionally speaking, you're not going to really be engaging people at long range, or if you want to do so, I don't recommend you to do, because you can just get up around and maybe throw a flashbang. After all, we did put a flashbang in this class setup. We did throw a flashbang, and I do think it's going to help you out. Flash them, get up close, and then kill them off. But other than that, this weapon is really excellent. It's a top tier weapon. Believe me when I say this, in my opinion, this is seriously a weapon up there with the KN4, with the Cordite, with the HBR. You just need to practice with it and make sure that you can get your shots on it, because if you can get your shots on the person, the TTK, the time to kill, is going to be super fast, because the damage on this weapon is crazy. I can see this gun, once the HBR gets nerfed, because we all know it's going to get nerfed, this is the main gun that people are going to be using, and I already see a lot of people using it. And why? Because it's high in damage, because it has low recoil. I mean, it doesn't have low recoil, but it doesn't have an aggressive recoil as compared as how it used to. And additionally, with a foregrip, it will almost become a laser. I've used it here and there. It's not too bad, but I don't really see a difference all that much, just because I'm used to dealing with really aggressive foregrip weapons, aggressive recoil weapons. So, what do I think of this weapon at the end of the day? I think it's a great weapon. If you have not used this weapon before, use it. You can easily get nuclears. You really can. You can rip through the enemy. But anyways, I'm going to be making another video. It's going to be uploaded in about 2-3 hours from now. And that's going to be on the ASM-10, the brother of the Man of War, I like to see it as. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and see ya.